Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to Ashland Legion Baseball, and we are in progress as this is hit in the air to center field, and that will be a flyout for the third hitter in the lineup. We apologize, a little bit of an early of a start time, and we had some technical difficulties, but right now there are 2 outs for the Ashland 7's, and a runner on second base. Stepping to the plate is going to be Dushny, the shortstop for the 7's. Tom Nappy on the call. We're still awaiting our cameraman. We certainly hope he didn't get lost trying to find the venue. But we are started slightly early as Mason Dushny, the shortstop, steps in. So let's take you through the Ashland 7's batting order. Shea Donovan started off with a flyout to center. He's at the top of the order as Dushny takes the ball. Sam Farrell, the center fielder, doubled to left center. Kevin Balowitz flew out to center, so 2 outs, 1 on. Mason Dushny, the cleanup plate. And he'll take a strike there. Tyler Dossis, the first baseman, batting 5th. Connor Kramer, the DH, hitting 6th. Dan Quinn, the second baseman, hitting 7th. In the air, and it is going to be asking a little bit, trying to, as well as an out. First baseman will step in. Runners on first and third. 2 outs for the 7's. As this is hit up the middle and foul. It is a very hot day here in Westwood. Temperatures in the high 90s. And with the humidity, it feels about 100 degrees out here this evening. And it is a blinding sun drenching the field as this is going to be hit in the air over to left field and caught for the third out of the inning. So to the bottom of the first we go. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball on HCAM in Hopkinton, WACA TV in Ashland, or HCAT in Holliston. Bottom of the first. Coming up next, we are scoreless between Westwood and the Ashland 7's. Ashland 7's baseball on HCAM in Hopkinton, WACA TV in Ashland, and HCAT in Holliston. We are entering the bottom half of the first, a scoreless game between Westwood and Ashland. Of course, it was a wild one last night between Ashland and Milton. The 7's ended up coming away with a 9-5 loss. Their first loss of the season to Milton as Jack Rufo, the pitcher, steps in. We'll take you through the batting order in just a moment as Dylan Fonseca delivers the first pitch for a strike. The batting order consists of Jack Rufo, the pitcher, leading off. Jacob Nguyen, the right fielder, batting second. James Bean, the shortstop, will hit third. Windup and the pitch. That's fouled away. 0-2. Daniel Delory, the center fielder, hitting cleanup. John Teixeira, the catcher, hitting fifth. Derek Nelson, the second baseman, hitting sixth for Westwood. Thomas Krumsick, the first baseman, hitting seventh. Jake Pfaff, the third baseman, hitting eighth. And Jared Aramo, the left fielder, hitting ninth. Dylan Fonseca, the pitcher today for the 7's, as this is hit in the air, foul out of play. Let's take you around the diamond. Isaac Curley is the battery mate of Dylan Fonseca. Over at first base, it is Tyler Dossis for the 7's. As set to deliver is Fonseca. Dan Quinn, the second baseman. Mason Dushney, the shortstop. Shea Donovan, the third baseman. Kevin Balowitz, the left fielder. Sam Farrell, the center fielder. Nick Calabrese, the right fielder. Fonseca waits the sign. And this is fouled off. Fonseca set to deal. And there's a ball, 2-2. Steve Watson is here at the game. He's bailing us out on camera right now, so a big thank you to Steve Watson for stepping in and taking over the camera duties as that pitch is high. Fonseca working from the stretch. We'll get you the stats on Fonseca in just a little bit as that pitch is high. Line up in. So nice strikeout. That'll bring up James Bean, the shortstop. Coming into this game, Ashland is 6-1 on the season. Westwood 2 wins, 4 losses, and a tie. There's a strike. 0-1. Dylan Fonseca, an 18-year-old out of Holliston, graduated this past spring. Going to be dropped. Is that a fair ball? Yes, it is. The third, the throw. Not in time. A triple for James Bean. Well, he's a good athlete, multi-sport athlete for the Westwood Wolverines, and a very good hitter on the baseball diamond as Daniel Delory will step in. So 2 outs, runner on third for Westwood, who would typically, if it was a Legion season, be post 320. But of course, it is independent baseball league play with the Legion season being canceled, but a number of Legion teams getting together and playing some independent balls. This is hit in the air, right side, and it's caught by Nick Calabrese just before the foul line for the third out. After 1 inning of play, we are scoreless here at Westwood High School. To the top of the second we go. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. So when I go to commercial, you gotta hit that button. Okay. So sorry my camera guy didn't show up. So yeah.
Alright, so
I knew I should have checked.
hit R.
Yeah, R. So when I give you when we start like the next inning,
Okay.
so hit that R button.
So R to go on, R to go off.
Yep.
Okay.
And the red light should be on if it's recording.
Okay. Yeah, the red next to this.
Yeah, and I'll be keeping an eye on it too.
Okay.
glad you're here. This sucks. Like, the game started early. It started like 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, my camera guy's not here. I'm gonna call him right now.
No score yet?
No, scoreless.
Okay, good. I didn't miss anything then.
Nope.
Yeah. Great broadcast last night, by the way.
Thank you.
Great game too. Just
Tiring game.
Yeah.
But it was a fun one, yeah.
Yeah. One
See the
bigger.
groundhog?
I saw that. That was hysterical.
hilarious.
Yeah, I was watching it with my dad. He had his laptop on the coffee table.
So,
We were watching it. That was funny.
for some reason, the MiFi never charged, even though it said it was. So I used my phone's hotspot. How was the stream? I know it was a little scratchy.
It was a little choppy. Honestly, I thought it was better at the start. The video quality was kind of poor at the end, but
Yeah,
not much you can really do about it.
right. It's alright, we got it out, so that was good. Exactly. Alright, you can hit that R button. Top of the second inning, due up for the Ashland 7's, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Connor Kramer, the DH, Dan Quinn, the second baseman, Isaac Curley, the catcher. Jack Rufo is the pitcher for Westwood. His battery mate, John Teixeira, at first base, Tom Krumsick. Derek Nelson at second base. James Bean, the shortstop. The third baseman's Jake Pfaff. From left to right, it is Jared Aramo. Wind up in 5-3 on that out. One away. That'll bring up Dan Quinn. The center fielder, Dan DeLore. Jacob Nguyen is the right fielder. Dan Quinn will step in now. Certainly a hot day here today. Not a whole lot of shade on this field whatsoever. I'm a puddle of sweat, as you could imagine.
Yep.
And of course, the home plate umpire now behind the pitcher's mound for the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League, a rule that was just implemented a couple days ago. And there's a strike. Got to protect those umpires. It is certainly tough recruiting them nowadays. Wind up in the pitch. Gets a piece of this one up the left side. Picked up on the infield grass. Throw to first. Not a problem for the third baseman. Another 5-3 out there. 2 away. That'll bring up Isaac Curley, the catcher. Isaac Curley has been busy behind the plate with Jackson Hornung unavailable the last couple of nights. Fouls that one away, 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. Gets a piece of this one, hit in the air, over to shallow left field. Backtracking to make the catch is the shortstop, James Bean. A 1-2-3 top of the second. To the bottom of the second we go. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's Baseball on HCAM, WACA TV, and HCAT.
What happened? You're dripping, man.
I am. Well, then when my camera guy was there, I went into a full-out panic.
Yeah.
And then I'm writing my lineup. It's not even done yet. And it's like 5:38, 5:39, something like that. And then all of a sudden the game starts. Like, oh,
Yeah. Got all those early starts.
right? Good, block the sun. I can barely see.
I know. Yeah, that's the one thing.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Not much we can do about it. So.
Pretty much is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 42 minutes to get here. Something like that.
Oh, that's not too shabby. Where'd my sun eyeglasses go?
Where all back roads?
There you go.
Just easier that way, you know?
That's the way to do it. That's pretty much what I did. You gotta stop and hop until you get a memory card, and then ended up going pretty much through Holliston and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went through Holliston, eventually got to 37.
There you go. All right, you can start recording. Bottom of the second inning, a scoreless game between Ashland and Westwood. A lot of these players familiar with each other. Of course, both teams playing in the TVL as John Teixeira, the catcher, steps in. Wind up and the pitch, fouled away, 0-1. Well, it was a pitcher's duel in last night's game against Milton up to about the 7th inning when the offense came alive for both sides. In the top of the 7th, Milton plated a run. Ashland came back in the bottom of the 7th with a run of their own. And then in the 8th, both teams scoring 4 runs apiece. It was a 5-1 lead at one point for Milton, but Ashland ended up tying things up at 5 apiece to send it to the 9th. And then after that, the Milton bats kept going, and Ashland struggled a bit, and Milton took the game 9-5. Lineup and the pitch hit in the air over to center field. That'll drop in for a hit. Leadoff single for Teixeira. That'll bring up Derek Nelson, the second baseman. So lead hitter of the inning on for Westwood as Fonseca gets ready to deal. Fouled away. Fonseca set to deal. That pitch a little bit low, briefly got by Curley, but he's able to gather it up quickly. No advancement by the runner. Here comes the 1-1. Slight lead by Teixeira. And this is fouled away. 1-2 now on Nelson. Westwood lost their game last night to Braintree. 13-3 was the final in that one. But I think teams in the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League starting to see that this Ashland 7's team is a big threat, and you got to give it your A game, as Milton did last night, to try to get in the win column. Ashland tied for first with that 6-1 record. We'll take you through the standings in a bit during this broadcast. The pitch was low. And there's another ball, and Derek Nelson draws a walk. So you got 2 on, no outs for Westwood. I'll bring up Thomas Krumsick, the first baseman. Swing and a miss. Tim McDonald, the home plate umpire today, as this is hit in the air to the left side, and that is going to drop foul. Tim certainly does a great job with the games that he calls the balls and strikes. Franklin Panthers alum. Also a massive Franklin fan as well. But he's certainly not biased when he's out there umping. Fonseca from the stretch takes a look at second and delivers as this is fouled off. Right towards the parking lot. Certainly a nice field here at Westwood High School. Some big dimensions. Over to center, it's 369. To right field, 348. Not seeing the left field dimensions, but it's certainly in the 300s. Swing and a miss. And that is going to be out number 1. That'll bring up Jake Pfaff, the third baseman. 2 on, 1 out. Runner gets back. And now we'll have a conference on the mound. Curley will come out to talk with Fonseca, excuse me. And we are ready to resume. Both runners with a slight lead. Fonseca set to deal. And he just got a piece of that one. But it will be a strike. 0-1. Fonseca looks at second and delivers. Ball 1. Fonseca working from the stretch. He deals inside. 2-1. Fonseca waits the sign he likes and is set to deliver. Takes a look at second and deals. Another inside pitch, 3-1. Fonseca now in danger of loading up the bases. Taking a look at the standings, Ashland and Medfield at the top, both 6-1. Braintree is 5-2, Milton 5-2, Franklin 4-2. Quincy 4-3, Hyde Park 4-3. As this is going to be hit up the left side, throw to second for 1. Now the throw to first for 2, and they'll get just 1. Teixeira advancing to third. Nelson thrown out on the fielder's choice, and Pfaff aboard over at first base. So runners on the corners, 2 outs for Westwood. 6-4 force out. That'll bring up Jared Aramo, the left fielder. Natick 4-3 on the season. Walpole 3-3. Norwood 3-4. Westwood 2-4-1. As Fonseca getting ready to deliver. A pitch slightly inside for ball 1. Needham is 2-5. Weymouth 2-4, Dedham 1-6, Canton is 1-6. There's a strike. Kingston is 1-4. And those are your standings for the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 1-2 is the count on Aramo. 2 on, 2 outs for Westwood. Fonseca looks at first, runner taking.
Good thing we got a spare set of hands. Good thing.
Top of the third inning. 9-1 and 2 due up for the Sevens. Nick Calabrese set to step in. He's off to a red-hot start with the bat this season. And he has been a big threat in that 9 spot for the Sevens. As he will take ball one with the first pitch here in the top of the third. Shea Donovan and Sam Farrell also due up. Line up and the pitch. Down low. 2-0. Rufo set to deal. Slightly high there. 3-0. And he'll draw the walk. So a leadoff walk to start the top half of the third. That'll bring up Shea Donovan, the third baseman. Nick Calabrese adding on to that .696 on base percentage. And we have a hit batter. So there'll be 2 on with no outs. Calabrese pushed up to second. Now at first is Donovan. Sam Farrell to the plate. Shea Donovan, a 154 average heading into the game, 267 on base percentage, but drawing the hit by pitch there. And now Sam Farrell steps in. He's at a 389 on the season, a 621 on base percentage. Off to a very nice start. 611 slugging. Has driven in 3 runs, scored 12, and he takes a strike. Two on, no outs for the Sevens. Swing and a miss. Just trying to lift that low pitch up. Pitch up in there for a Rufo delivers, and this is going to be hit in the air over to right field. Could it be trouble with the sun? No. As Nguyen makes the catch, but advancing to third is Calabrese. So Farrell does push the lead runner up with the flyout. And that'll bring up Kevin Balowitz, the left fielder. Donovan staying put at first. And we have time called. John Teixeira directing traffic for Westwood. Kevin Balowitz has driven in 7 runs this season, .350 average, as he'll get a piece of this one. And no, we're going to have the runner taking off. And did he get the steal? Yes, he did. Shea Donovan showing off the wheels. Calabrese stays put at third base. Balowitz also the .480 on base percentage so far this season. He's going to line this one right back to the pitcher. Takes a hop on the grass, throw to first, and easy out there. Runner stay put. 1-3 for out number 2. That'll bring up Mason Dushney, the shortstop. So runners on second and third for the 7's, and 2 outs. We'll see what the cleanup man can do. And he'll get a piece of it up the middle, and it is going to get into the outfield past the reach of the second baseman. 1 run in to score. Here comes another, and it's going to be a 2 RBI single for the shortstop, Mason Dushney. A great piece of hitting there, getting it right through the gap, and able to drive in Calabrese and Donovan. And that'll bring up Tyler Dossis, yesterday's starting pitcher and today's first baseman. Line up and the pitch, checking at first. Runner just saved. That was a close one. Tyler Dossis, a .333 batting average, .440 on base percentage, and he'll get a piece of this one, and it is going to be taken care of. Throw to first, he got him, and that will be an out for out number 3, but the 7's plate 2, and they lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third on HCAM or HCAT or WACA TV. You can hit that button. Bottom of the third inning, a 2-0 lead for the Ashland 7's. Top of the order due up for Westwood. Jack Ruffo, the pitcher, Jacob Nguyen, the right fielder, and James Bean, the shortstop. Dylan Fonseca out there for his third inning of work. And he'll deliver ball 1. We're here at Russell E. Donovan Field at Westwood High School. Very nice. Baseball diamond for sure. Wind up and the pitch. And that is going to be strike 1. Set to deliver. And this is going to be whacked over to right field. That'll drop down for a hit. So leadoff hit for the pitcher. And that'll bring up Jacob Ngayon, the right fielder. Rufo with a slight lead at first. And this pitch to Ngayon's a little bit low, 1-0. Fonseca set to deal. And the hitter will just pull back the bunt in time to make it a 2-0 count, runner back to first. Looks like they're perhaps maybe going to do a bunt and run there. But the pitch a little bit inside from Fonseca. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit in the air over to center field, and that'll be past the reach of Dan Quinn, the second baseman. So 2 straight hits to start off the bottom of the third for Westwood. And now James Bean, the shortstop, will step in. Well, Sam Farrell has a lot of speed, but a ton of ground to cover in that center field area. And that ball was hit in shallow center, tough for anybody to get to. Just past the reach of Quinn, who made a good effort for it. And that pitch is a ball to Bean, 1-0. Fonseca working from the stretch with 2 on and no outs. Outside. 2-0 as Bean signals the runners back. Fonseca set to deal. There's a strike, 2-1. Westwood has had at least 1 base runner in every inning of this game so far. We'll see if they could turn it into any runs. Wind up and the pitch. And this is going to be fouled away. 2-2 now. After allowing the first 2 hitters to reach in the second inning, Fonseca had a strikeout, and then there was a force out and a ground out. First 2 runners have reached here in this third, and that is going to be fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Set to deliver. And that is going to be another foul ball. The sun will certainly be an issue right now for these outfielders, as well as announcers and camera people. Fonseca set to deliver. That pitch a little bit low. That'll fill up the count. That'll drop down. Is going to get Rufo back to the bag, so no runs will score, but it's bases loaded, no outs for Westwood. And that'll bring up Daniel Delory, the center fielder. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Here's the 1-0. Another pitch down low, 2-0. Westwood with the bases juiced and no outs. Big opportunity for them here in this bottom of the third, trailing 2-0 to Ashland. Fonseca takes a look at second and delivers. Check swinged in hole. That's going to be a strike. 2-1 is the count. Fonseca set to deliver. That pitch a little bit low, 3-1. Well, another walk here would be a run for Westwood. There's the 3-1. And that's fouled away. That'll fill up the count. Well, these Westwood hitters certainly battling in this inning. And they are making Fonseca throw a lot of pitches. Wind up and the pitch. And this is going to be hit in the air over to right field. It's caught. Runner from third is going to try to score. And it's going to be cut off to throw to third. And they have a runner in a chase down. And they're going to get 2 outs out of it. So a run does score, but they get 2 outs out of it. Rufo came around to score. And then Nguyen tried to tag back up. And he was thrown out. James Bean stays at first base. And that'll be 2 away. And a run in, so a 2-1 game as John Teixeira, the catcher, will step in. Isaac Curley cleaning the home plate. Well, you no longer have the home plate umpire to handle that duty. So the catcher's got to do it. Runner taking off from first as the pitch is low. The throw to second, not in time. A stolen base for Bean. Wind up and the pitch. There's a called strike. 1-1. Fonseca looks at second and deals. There's strike 2. 1-2. Well, Fonseca could find his rhythm here. He could certainly be effective, but these Westwood hitters gave him a hard time all last inning, but perhaps that double play was the change of things. We'll see. Up the left side, picked up by the third baseman, throw to first. Not a problem. 5 as we head to the top of the 4th.
Their ball bag, they'll carry it in there.
top of the fourth inning, a 2-1 Ashland 7's lead. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Ashland as Connor Kramer, the DH, will step in, followed by Dan Quinn and Isaac Curley. Face Jack Rufo, who's looking to settle down after last inning, and he will deliver a ball one there. Line up and the pitch. And he's going to get a piece of this one up the left side. The throw over in time. 5-3 for out number one. I'll bring up Dan Quinn, the second baseman. Quinn has grounded out so far today. And he'll take this pitch inside, 1-0. Rufo set to deal. And this is hit in the air, right side, and foul. Just in front of us, 1-1. And Quinn is going to send this one a slow roller up the right side, and it's even more slowed by the grass, and he beats it out. An infield single for Dan Quinn, showing off the wheels. That was a tough play to make for the second baseman, Derek Nelson, and he got there just a tad too late. And now Isaac Curley will come up to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Isaac Curley looking for his first hit of the season. Checking at first, runner back safe. Pretty good pickoff move there by Rufo. First pitch to Curley is low, 1-0. Long look at first base by Rufo, and then he delivers ball 2. Line up and the pitch. And this is going to be hit up the reach of the second baseman. Into right field it goes. 2 on with 1 out for the 7's. And now the dangerous Nick Calabrese coming to the plate. He walked his last time up and scored a run as part of that 2 RBI single by Mason Dushney. Nick Calabrese, a .650 batting average on the season, 20 at-bats, 696 on base percentage, and gets a piece of this one, and that'll drop into left center. 1 run is being waved around. He will score. It's an RBI single for Nick Calabrese. Isaac Curley moves up to second, and Dan Quinn comes all the way around to make it a 3-1 game. And now Shea Donovan will step to the plate, the leadoff man. First we'll have a conference on the mound by the Westwood infield. Shea Donovan so far today 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and scored the other run. That was part of that Mason Dushney 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning. On the season, he's hitting a 154, 13 at-bats, 267 on base percentage. He has driven in 2 and scored 2. The conference breaks up, and we are ready to go. 2 on, 1 in, and a 3-1 lead for the 7's. 1 out in the inning. And looks like Shea Donovan maybe wants a new bat. Or a glove, it appears. So I'll take the glove and go back over. Sam Farrell due up next. If the top of the order gets going, look out. Middle of this 7's batting order is dangerous. That is strike 2 to Donovan. Wind up in the pitch. Inside there. 2-2. Fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Steve wants it on camera. Tom Nappy on the call. Happy to have Ashland 7's summer baseball for you here from Westwood High School. Rufo looks at second and deals. And he hit him. That'll load up the bases with 1 out for the 7's. Sam Farrell will step to the plate. Wonder if that sun's making it hard for the pitchers at all. I mean, it's right behind home plate, perhaps glaring right into their eyes. A pitch inside. Would not surprise me. Wind up in the pitch. Fouled away by Farrell, 1-1. Rufo set to deal, swing and a miss, and he is going to try to run it out, and it's going to be an out. The run did come around to score as Isaac Curley crossed home plate, and it's a 4-1 game. So it was a little bloop grounder, and Isaac Curley able to take advantage of it. Balowitz takes the strike there. I'm being told it was a drop strikeout. That's what it was. And if the catcher drops it, the runner could tag. As this is going to be hit up the left side. Into left field it goes. 1 run is in. And it is going to be an RBI single for Kevin Balowitz. It's a 5-1 Ashland 7's lead. I'll tell you, it's not every day you see an RBI strikeout.
Top third, no out or 1 out. And the runner at first, the batter's out.
Checking at first, runner back safe. There's a strike. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And the runner is taking off from first base. He's now caught in goal. And I think there's a trick to maybe try to get the runner from third to go, and he's going to go, and he's going to score. So it works out. Worked out for Kevin Balowitz, and Shea Donovan comes around to score. And it's a 6-1 game. And Balowitz is even able to get back to first base safely. Boy, was that quite a maneuver there by Balowitz. He intentionally wanted to get into that pickle to try to give Shea Donovan an opportunity at third base to score a run. As Mason Dushney will strike out, and that will retire the inning. But the 7's plate 4 runs in the top of the fourth, and they lead it 6-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth on HCAM, WACA TV, and HCAT.
Made, then it plates.
Yeah.
So you scored the run, and you didn't get an out either.
I got stuff. There's a way I can wake you up without messing something up. Actually, this should work. I even have the mic on. Which I might not. Yeah. I don't think I have the mic. Alright, you can record. Bottom of the fourth inning. Due up is 6, 7, and 8 for Westwood, and they'll have some work to do as they find themselves down 6-1. Dylan Fonseca out there for another inning of work. It was a 4-run inning in the top half of the fourth for the Ashland 7's. Derek Nelson starts things off. And he'll get a piece of this one up the right side. Fair ball, easily handled by Tyler Dossis for out number 1. A 3 unassisted ground out. That'll bring up Thomas Krumsick, the first baseman. Time called by Isaac Curley. And we are ready to continue on. There's a strike. 0-1.